Academy of Art University's KR News is next. Coming up, the new FDA policy that will have you counting calories almost everywhere you go.
And why it's not so easy to get cash back for your recycling in San Francisco.
Plus, tattoos in the workplace, taboo or okay? We'll have the story.
And a close-up look at one of the most famous cars ever made. All that and more this Black Friday coming up on KR News.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us here at Academy of Art University's KR News. I'm Sylvia Moraz.
And I'm Summer Moore. Here's what we're working on tonight. For those of you who are calorie counters or looking to start calorie counting, the Food and Drug Administration has announced that all its chain restaurants, supermarkets, and convenience stores will have to post their calorie content on the food sold in their stores. The idea behind the new regulation is so that people may pass on that double cheeseburger after seeing the caloric intake. This will also include movie theaters, amusement parks, and vending machines. Businesses will have until November 2015 to comply.
There is a widespread misunderstanding about saturated fats. They are associated with an array of health problems such as heart disease, but research conducted by Ohio State University has revealed that carbohydrates are associated with heightened levels of fatty acid linked to increased risk of diabetes and heart disease. A fatty acid called palmitoleic acid is an unhealthy metabolism of carbohydrates that can promote a disease. An innovative way of tracking fruits and vegetables will soon be showing up in grocery stores. KR News reporter Ellis Oldham has the story of a new solution to an ongoing problem.
To prevent and contain outbreaks of foodborne illnesses, which sicken 1 in 6 Americans annually, a Bay Area startup is developing barcodes that go directly on fruits and vegetables, but you may overlook them because they're DNA size. Using technology invented at Lawrence Livermore National Laboratory, DNA Trek is creating liquids that contain each a unique DNA sequence. The odorless, colorless, and tasteless solutions peppers the surface of produce or blends into other oils and liquids with a generic bar code that can be identified by a special machine.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. I mean, the sooner the better. Barcodes, they're pretty big. I think they're pretty good because if you don't have the barcodes, you have to go through a whole lot to get them, get the information changed on it. But as far as children's safety, I think that should be first. Yeah, I think it's a good idea. The sooner the better.
The technology could solve the enormous challenge of tracking out old outbreak sources, the place where food items are grown, packed, and shipped.
The stickers were a choking hazard, and I think that, having a spray-on barcode, as long as it's non-toxic, would be a good thing.
After large-scale tests that are set to begin next year, DNA Trek believes that its tool will emerge as a powerful weapon against foodborne illnesses. The Food and Drug Administration has now approved a new invention. Instead of using your old barcode, consumers can now scrub off any surface of their fruit, and all the information they would need will be right there. The company suggests that its barcodes may have come in handy in 2012 when an E. coli breakout caused by contaminated spinach left 13 people to be hospitalized. I'm Elise Oldham for Academy of Art University's KR News.
DNA Trek believes that its tool will be a strong weapon against foodborne illnesses. We can expect to see this DNA barcode next year.
If you're one to spend weekends at the hookah bar, your health may be at risk. A recent study shows that hookah has been proven to be harmful, containing high amounts of benzene, which can cause cancer. San Diego University researchers tested 100 smokers and their non-smoking companions, and the smokers had as much as 10 times as much benzene in their urine. Secondhand hookah smoke also poses a threat. We already know that secondhand cigarette smoke damages blood and heart vessels. Now, a recent study by UC San Francisco suggests the same holds true for marijuana smoke. Researchers exposed lab rats to 30 minutes of secondhand marijuana smoke and saw a 70% decline in the function of the animal's blood vessels. Studies showed that blood vessels return to normal 30 minutes after smoking tobacco and 40 minutes after smoking marijuana.
There is another kind of safety concern. This one centering around young children. As Molly O'Brien reports, it's about those colorful laundry detergent pods.
Since the introduction of liquid laundry detergent pods in 2012 through the end of 2013, more than 17,000 kids under the age of 6 has been hospitalized or sick from ingesting or squirting the liquid into their eyes or mouth, researchers reported. Critics say that the brightly colored packaging of the pods too closely resembles candy or teething toys, confusing small children.
In particular, with laundry pods, we've seen kids have more severe toxicity than with other formulations of laundry detergent. It's very important for parents to keep these out of reach of children. They can easily be grabbed by a small child and put in the mouth, and they do pose a certain amount of risk for toxicity. The first thing to do is to remove it from the child's mouth. They can always call poison control, and our number is 1-800-222-1222. Is the child having any vomiting, coughing, or choking, or are they having any drowsiness or lethargy? And if they're having any symptoms like that, we will refer them into the emergency department.
Although the pods are a less messy alternative, liquid detergent may still be the safer route when you have small children around.
Having a 15-month-old, you definitely have to be aware of things that you have that are, within reach of your kids, and the new laundry detergent pods are very, very tempting, I think, for toddlers, and something that they could chew on and something that they could potentially be poisoned from. And so I think that, just the regular laundry detergent with a lid that they can't get off, and something that's more child-proof is a much better option.
In the spring of 2013, Procter & Gamble, which makes Tide Pods, began packaging the pods in opaque containers as opposed to see-through, and also added double lock latches to the lids, according to LiveScience.com. After these changes, calls to poison control centers dropped by 25%. In 2012, California Poison Control received 133 calls about children and detergent pods. In 2013, that number jumped to 904, and in 2014 again rose to 990 calls. In San Francisco, I'm Molly O'Brien for your Academy of Art, KR News.
Experts warn parents to keep all detergents out of reach of children.
Thousands of ladybugs are taking flight in the East Bay Hills. It's a surprise to many people since you don't always see insects in such large groups. An East Bay Regional Park naturalist says that California's most common ladybug hibernates in groups. Also, migrating in November helps them survive the winter when there isn't enough food along the coast. A videotape of the rare black sea devil is in its natural habitat has been measuring only about 3.5 inches long. The anglerfish was videotaped by remotely operated submersible 1,900 feet below the ocean surface. The shining spot at the tip of the fishing pole projecting from the fish's head is a glowing lure. The anglerfish uses its light to attract prey in its deep, dark habitat.
San Franciscans are finding out that it's not so easy to recycle their cans and bottles if they want cash back. KR News reporter Vanessa Garcia has the story of a man's effort to bring the recyclers to the recycling plant.
Recycling centers keep getting evicted, leaving only 13 today out of 35 since 1990, making San Francisco one of the worst service areas in the state. One reason of why recycling centers are diminishing, according to political conversations, is that residents near locations complain that it attracts homeless, litter, and crime. Right now, San Francisco is failing 41% of convenience zone, where recycling centers have to be half a mile from grocery stores, according to the state beverage recycling law.
Through the closing of the Market Street Safeway Recycling Center, the Department of the Environment is supporting the spread of reverse vending machines throughout the city.
Problem with reverse vending machines is that it only allows for a small amount of recycling to be turned in if it gets full. Attempting to step up to the problem, owner of Our Planet Recycling in Bayview had plans of opening a second location in south of Market and was also shut down by neighbors. Yet, he is taking his redemption on the road by picking up people who need transportation to get to the recycling center in a school bus. Residents that make use of recycling for profit are thankful for the facilities that are still open because it guarantees some money.
But sometimes people make around about $50, $60, $70, $80. It depends on how they feel.
Right now, the Board of Supervisors are also coming up with a way to facilitate a way to get to a recycling center, without creating problems for neighbors.
CRV number 1 plastic wrap glass.
In San Francisco, I'm Vanessa Garcia for Academy of Art University's KR News.
Of course, if you don't want to get cash back for your recycling materials, you can always put them in the curbside recycling bins provided by Recology. Due to recent elections, Berkeley will begin to place climate change warning labels on gas pumps citywide. The hope is to inform consumers about the environmental effects of burning gasoline. The city is hoping that this will push drivers to find other ways to commute. It's expected that the emission will reduce by 33% by 2020. A similar plan is being drafted to take effect in San Francisco by early spring 2015.
Well, we hope everyone had a successful day of shopping this Black Friday. Traditionally, the day after Thanksgiving has been known to be anything but a day of rest. Shoppers in the United States, Canada, India, and some European countries take advantage of sales and big deals offered by some of the world's most popular companies. In some cases, excited shoppers have been camping outside of stores for a few days, waiting to be the first in line for big discounts. Red is now back for the holidays. Apple launched their signature Red campaign early this week in online stores, retail locations, and the App Store. Red is a charity that started in 2006 by Bono, who was the lead singer of U2, to help fund and research for HIV and AIDS. All proceeds of Red go to a global fund to help find a cure. If you buy a Red gift card today, a portion of the proceeds goes to the global fund. This holiday season could be Apple's best sales records. Experts are predicting that the Apple iPhone sales will skyrocket. According to Investors Report, Apple is predicting to sell more than 71 million iPhones during the current quarter. CNET reported if Apple's prediction is correct, Apple will see a 40% increase over the 52 million iPhones sold and an 82% jump over the 39 million sold last quarter. KGI says Apple sales are expected to drop after the holidays.
One possible consequence of holiday shopping is credit card fraud. That's why San Francisco District Attorney George Gaskin is recommending people have EuroPay, MasterCard, and Visa microchips in the credit cards. The EMV chip's purpose is to authenticate each credit or debit transaction through the chip that generates a one-time use code for each transaction. Gaskin advises people to begin using the EMV chip by October 2015, or else people may be found liable for any potential counterfeit fraud. Technology companies are now spreading from Soma and mid-market to the financial district of San Francisco. Since 2010, tech buildings have jumped from 3.5 million square feet to a little more than 7 million square feet, according to the Commercial of Real Estate Brokerage. Companies such as Uber, LinkedIn, Dropbox, Salesforce, and Splunk are now looking in the financial district to find new homes. Together, the 5 companies take about 2.5 million square feet in buildings and have not yet opened.
A new study about gender pay in the tech industry may surprise you. Glassdoor, an anonymous company review website, recently collected data that showed that men are earning a higher base salary than women at most web companies. However, women who are working at Google are earning over $4,000 more the annual base salary than men working in the same position. But in places where men earn more than women, the salary difference is even larger.
The corporate giant Google has decided to give back to the community. Google is sponsoring Lava May, a mobile operation that uses old Muni buses and transforms them into showers and toilets for the homeless. The mobile bathrooms travel to the Mission and Tenderloin and park on the street, allowing people 10 to 15 minutes in the bus. The buses are also tech-savvy, allowing users to pre-register via app.
And the tattoo shop in Bakersfield, California is doing its part in giving back this holiday season. Mad Dog Tattoo hosted a food drive this week, donated its contributions to homeless and low-income families. The tattoo shop offered an incentive to its patrons to donate by giving $5 in credit for every 5 cans of food donated. The shop owner says it's always good to give no matter what time it is.
Sony Pictures is still trying to figure out how it was hacked. Earlier this week, employees were greeted with a glowing skeleton image with several URLs and a message from a hacker group identifying itself as #GOP. The group has appeared to have obtained several sensitive documents, threatening to release them if Sony doesn't comply with its demands. The demands are still unclear.
The block on Market Street where Twitter set up its global headquarters is known as the dirtiest corridor in the city, according to reports. San Francisco Chronicle noted that the city's controller's office survey rated the dirtiest and smelliest streets are from 7th to 11th on Market. Also, streets of Taylor, O'Farrell, 3rd, and Bush smelled. From the grungiest part of the city to one of the most beautiful, did you know that surfing is big in San Francisco? Patrick Haley travels to Ocean Beach with more on the city's surf community.
When people think San Francisco, they think tall buildings, cars, people, and a big city. But if you look beyond the obvious, you'll find a huge surf community.
I'm Joey Duffy, originally from Southern California, moved up here for school. Loved to surf at home in Southern California, but came up here and was pleasantly surprised with being able to live a city life and still do something that I love to do.
So not very many people realize that San Francisco has a beach, and when I tell them that I'm going down to the beach to go surfing, my usual response is, what beach or where is it? And they don't realize that there's a 3.5 mile stretch of beach that is minutes away from downtown.
Make sure to check out the San Francisco Surf at Ocean Beach. I'm Patrick Haley with the Academy of Art University's K-Art News.
You can download the Surf Report app to check out the surfing conditions at Ocean Beach.
Switching to other sports, tonight we have one of the best collegiate volleyball players in the country, Melissa Brum, who happens to go to AAU. Welcome, Melissa.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good, good. So tell us a little bit about your background, how you started playing volleyball and stuff like that.
I started when I was 10, and I played for a small little club team in Stockton. And then I decided that I wanted to take it farther, so I moved to a better club called Delta Valley, and I've been playing there since I was 11. And now I'm here. I played high school volleyball at St. Mary's, and I was on varsity all 4 of my years there, and yeah.
And being in college, you know, not in college, sorry. Being in high school, what schools were looking at you?
I really wanted to go to USD out of high school, but that didn't work out. So I was kind of looking more into California schools. I got a couple offers from schools in New York, but I decided not to go there because it was just a little too far, miss my family too much. But I was looking at Academy of Art, San Francisco State, and USF. And San Francisco State was between coaches when I got offered by the Academy. So I emailed them and said, I just got offered by this school. If you want to offer me, then I need to know now, otherwise I'm going to take this offer. And I had a week to decide. And so at the end of my week, I decided to come here and take the scholarship. And yeah.
Now, as far as you being at the Academy, have you, do you feel fulfilled as far as like your accomplishments throughout like your career here?
I feel like I have more I want to do. I want to succeed. I want us to, as a team, to build and become better and just have a better season overall, maybe make it to the NCAA tournament, anything better than what we're doing, just kind of build our friendship and like our team dynamic. Also for myself, I would love to accomplish more, be first team All-Pac West, and then first team in the region, and even be an All-American. I feel like that would just make me.
I mean, those are some more accomplishments that you're going to accomplish. Now, tell us, what have you accomplished this year?
Oh, okay. So this year I have been selected for second team Pac West, second team second team in the Western region.
Okay.
It's Dextronics. There we go.
Okay, there you go.
And I was nominated to be an All-American, and I find out on December 3rd if I was selected.
And what do your coaches tell you? Like,
he is super proud of me. He actually has called me a couple times just to tell me, like, hey, you know, we're super proud. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for working hard this summer and getting better and staying in shape and just increasing numbers. And he's just so proud.
And what inspires you to be determined to really, like, you know, to keep it going?
Honestly, I play for myself and just to have fun and just play volleyball and know that I'm good enough to play collegiately. And after my best friend passed away, I kind of learned to play for her because she doesn't get to live. So I live through her, I play for her. I just want to make her proud, and I want to make my parents proud. So I just keep working hard to, you know, keep accomplishing goals and playing for people.
All right. Well, thank you, Melissa, for your time. Now back to you guys.
If you're a 49ers fan, you know the importance of Candlestick Park and the number 16. Before the historic stadium is torn down, over 2,000 number 16 seats will be signed by Joe Montana and sold for about $800. Sales for these historic seats will begin January 2nd, with 70% of the proceeds going to the city's Park and Recreation Department. Two other big memorabilia items were sold this past weekend at the There's No Place Like Hollywood auction in New York City. The original lion suit from the 1939 film The Wizard of Oz and the piano from Casablanca were both sold for over $3 million. Other items that were auctioned off included a test dress for Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz, the Clark Gable riding jacket from Gone with the Wind, and screenplays from many films. For more on entertainment, let's join Kiyomi Mitsuda.
Thanks, guys. To start off this week's entertainment news, I'm going to talk about a hero from my little town of Torrance in Southern California. This hero didn't wear a cape or have something super flashy, but he had courage that amazed the nation. His name is Louis Zamperini. In fact, Angelina Jolie directed a movie about Zamperini's book, Unbroken, which is about how he survived out in sea for 40 days during World War II and his journey trying to get back home. Here's a little clip of it.
Hello, Mother and Father. This is your loving son, Louis. This will be the first time in 2 years that you'll have heard from me. I am uninjured and in good health. If he drops it, shoot him. I wish you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Come on.
Unbroken is coming out in theaters this Christmas Day. Speaking of Angelina, she admitted in a recent interview that she is ready to step out of the spotlight of being an actress and go behind the camera as a director. She claims that she was never comfortable in front of the camera, and she hopes that she can be a successful director in the near future. Other than her film Unbroken, she is also directing By the Sea that she wrote with husband Brad Pitt. By the Sea is looking to come out sometime next year. Now, of course, I have to talk about The Hunger Games that just came out last Friday. This movie brought in about $123 million opening weekend, but part one did the worst compared to the first two movies. The first movie brought in about $152 million, while Catching Fire was $158 million on their opening weekend. But either way, the movie is still amazing, even though we have to wait a whole nother year for the second part to come out. That's all I got for this week's entertainment, and let the odds ever be in your favor for you Black Friday shoppers.
Thanks, Kiyomi. Another activity to attend this holiday weekend is the International Auto Show at the Moscone Center in San Francisco. In addition to all the new models and concept cars, is a tribute to some of the old classics, KR News reporter Olivia Zaleski has more.
The Academy of Art has one of the largest antique automobile collections in California, and this year it grows even greater with the purchase of Tucker 48, a very unique and equally controversial car.
The car is moving on to Seattle on the next stop. Thank you.
It all started in the mid-1940s.
The war was over and people were 16 million veterans and they wanted an automobile. They didn't want baloney.
Engineer and entrepreneur Preston Tucker was the man for the job.
He had just come out of the Air Force where he was designing jet aircraft, supersonic jet aircraft, before they ever went supersonic. So he really knew streamlining and aerodynamics, and he thought that was going to be the future that we all had to abide by.
The Tucker plant in Chicago has the equipment and machines to build this revolutionary rear-engine automobile.
Former president of Academy of Art University, Mr. Richard A. Stevens, was there to see it firsthand.
I saw a Tucker in 1948 when they first came out. And it's a heck of a looking car.
Very extraordinary is even more than.
In addition to being beautiful, the Tucker is also noted for its progressive, even game-changing design features.
A new kind of design, very, very advanced for its time.
And the center headlight turns as the steering wheel turns so that it allowed you to see and shine light around corners.
If you look at the badge on the car, it says symbol of safety. So Preston Tucker wanted this to be the absolute safest car that there ever was.
When you opened the doors, they would rise up so that the paint wouldn't get scratched on the bottom of your doors.
If you were in an accident, they designed the windshield to pop out.
It was a car so advanced that it caught the eye and perhaps concern of America's big three automakers.
Gigantic fraud charge.
In a strange turn of events, Tucker was accused of stock fraud.
And the SEC decided to prosecute Preston Tucker. They accused him of selling cars that didn't exist.
Within months, Tucker was forced to cease production and close his factory. Many believe that Tucker was the victim of conspiracy, put out of business for creating the car that the Detroit auto magnates couldn't.
It's such an American icon that conspiracy theories are always going to be generated.
Conspiracy theories aside, the Tucker is no doubt a stunning and relevant addition to the Academy's antique car collection. In San Francisco, I'm Olivia Zaleski for the Academy of Art University's K-Art News.
You can see the Tucker and all the other cars at the auto show up until 9 p.m. this Sunday when it closes.
Well, that's it for this edition of Academy of Art University's K-Art News. For everyone here, thanks so much for joining us. I'm Summer Moore.
And I'm Silver Miraz. Have a great evening and enjoy your holiday weekend.